I've seen them sharpened in quite a few videos. And the ones that I usually have seen only concentrate on the main edge. From what I understand, when you sharpen these knives, you're supposed to start and thin out this entire section. Once you've got the geometry and the thinness where you want it, then you concentrate on the main edge. And of course you want to get the polish on the knife that you want as well. Now this is pretty much brand new. It still has the factory edge on it. Doesn't really require any thinning, but I'm going to go ahead and do it anyway, just to solidify the concept, I guess. Got a small patina going along the hard metal. It had a few rust spots. I was able to get those out just by lightly brushing them with a Brillo pad. It doesn't take much at all to rust these knives. If you get them wet, you need to wipe them off immediately. I'm talking maybe 5 minutes is all it takes. I'm going to use a series of Shapton Pro stones tonight. I am most familiar with those stones, whereas I have zero experience with this steel. Right now there is a few little chips in the edge. Well, not chips, but a few little spots in the edge that need work. There's one down there. There's one right there. One right there. There's a couple right there. Anyway, there's a few places that need work. I'm only going to start with the 1K stone, nothing coarser, because again, the thinness of this knife is pretty much where it needs to be already. So just trying to feel where that bevel is. If I lay the knife completely flat, I can definitely feel where it starts. I see a lot of guys sharpen the knife straight on the stone this way and then turn it. I've done that a few times with really large knives. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that with this knife or just keep the natural 45-degree angle that I tend to sharpen at. We'll see how it goes. Before I get too far along, let me show you guys what this thing looks like right now. And what I just did. So you can see along the hard metal where I removed a lot of that patina. And just a little bit up on the shoulder there. My first video ran 17 minutes long. I hope that I'm able to pull that off with my phone. Usually 15 minutes, and that's like my cutoff. If it doesn't, basically what I'm doing is I'm thinning out this side here. I'm going to try to get out the hollow spot where it was originally ground. As you can see, this this gray line, that is all hollow. So I'm grinding on this side, trying to get that all removed. I still got a little bit back here in the base. And a little bit up here in the tip, which that's not too bad, but I definitely want to get rid of that. What I was talking about in the beginning is a lot of the videos I see sharpening these knives, they only concentrate on the cutting edge. The idea behind them is you want to thin them out before you touch the cutting edge. You want to get that geometry as thin as you want it, or as thin as you can get it without damaging the edge. Then, and only then, do you want to put your cutting edge on. I don't know why a lot of channels skip that. They skip that step or just don't show it. As far as pressure goes, like I said, hopefully my first video will be salvageable, but if not, pressure used is just the weight of my hands. I am not adding anything additional. Show you guys what it looks like. So that hollow grayness is almost completely gone. There's just a little bit left. And up here, it's near the iron cladding, so I can live with that. It's not near the cutting edge, so next up is going to be this side. You guys where we're at. Still got a hollow spot in the back and right here in the middle. There's a little bit of one right there, and I can definitely see the factory scratches in both areas. But it's coming along a lot quicker than the other side did. Now, if you just purchased one of these knives for your own kitchen for personal use, I would not recommend going this full route that I'm going right now. It's a bit overkill for a first sharpening. Again, I bought this knife to sharpen, and I want to get the sides flat. I don't want any hollowness in them. So I'm doing what should be done over the course of 8 or 9 sharpenings in one. Doing this is probably going to make the edge extremely thin, but that's fine. So I finished up on the 320. I'm now moving on to the 1K. Again, I'm not touching the edge bevel yet. I am strictly thinning this thing out. Right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of the 320 scratches and get this polished up to a nice shine. Again, pressure, just the weight of my hands. Not trying to add anything to this. I want the stone to do all the work for me. Once I get these initial bevels flat, I'll probably be able to just start on a 1K stone. I won't have to revisit anything coarser unless I just get it really really thick, you know, from sharpening the main cutting edge and not thinning it as I go. So I'll show you guys where this is. So this is the 1K scratches. Oh, partially. This is the 320. I'm not sure how well you'll be able to distinguish between the two in video. This is probably where a muddy stone would come in handy. The mud from the stone would help refine down the scratches in the large bevel. When you have a large area like that, they can be more troublesome to get out. Alright, so here's where we are on the 1K side. I can get this to show up. versus the 320. So the 320 side, I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm just going to go across the 1K stone just like I did this side. And when I'm done, we're going to switch to the 2K stone. I'll pick up with you guys when I'm ready to switch to the 2K. I'm finished up on the 1K, at least as far as I'm going to take it. So this side is looking actually pretty decent. Whereas this side just looks pretty terrible. Those deep scratches from the factory are really starting to stand out. But I've got this thing. It's getting ridiculously thin. I slipped and chopped the skin off my pinky, and this thing doesn't even have an edge yet. So it's starting to get a little thin. So I'm not going to push my luck. Just going to run with it as is. So we're going to finish up. I'm going to do a 2K and then the 5K. Just get a decent little polish going, so hopefully it'll help curb rusting. And this thing is getting pretty flat, so I'm getting a lot of sticking to the stone, which causes it to skip. You know, the knife will suck down to the stone and my fingers will keep going. I mean, as you can see, it's sticking pretty good. So I'm definitely accomplishing my goal of getting rid of that hollow. You can see that contrast starting to come out really nicely. Yeah, I think it likes this stone. Guys, this is the final stone for thinning. I haven't even started the edge bevel yet. This is not a quick and easy job. So this is where my scratches are currently. I hope those are showing off for you. Like I said, this side just looks like garbage, and it's going to look like garbage. It's going to take a few sharpening sessions to get that in order. I'm just going to do one little section here, spend a little time on it so you can see the difference, and I'm going to bring you guys down and give you a good close-up of it. Looks like I got a nick on my stone. That's no good. Don't remember doing that. show you guys this scratch pattern. So back here is where I'm really hitting it on the 5K. And up in here is the 2K. So you can see how those deeper scratches, they're running diagonally or coming out. And also the hardened steel is starting to shine up, whereas this is still kind of hazy. This is starting to get that mirror shine. I love how these Shaptons are creating that contrast. I did not know that they were capable of doing that. I just assumed it would shine up this whole bevel and I'd have a bright mirror polish. That's a pleasing look. I didn't think I would like it, but I actually do. The knife is really starting to stick to the stone. Alright, this is where I'm going to stop on thinning. This is the 5K finish. It's got that nice haziness contrast between it, the softer metal, and the harder core metal. She did jump out and bite me again. This side's a little splotchier, and you can definitely see them scratches from the factory. But it turned out pretty decent as well. So, what I'm going to do next is concentrate on the main cutting edge.